Hey guys, welcome to Workflow My Workload. My name is Justin Orazio, and today I will be your guide in this lesson, how to create forms in Smartsheet. Now, for those of you that don't know what Smartsheet is a spreadsheet on steroids. It helps not only receive data and give out data, but you can set up workflows, you can set up automation, you can set up reminders, you can set up tasks and dates and notifications to internal people like your teams, external to people like your customers. The cool thing about forms in Smartsheet is anybody can use it. They do not need an app to fill a form out. And today I'll show you how to create one. I'll show you what to do with that data once you have it. And then I'll show you how to even take that form and turn it into a QR code so anybody can scan it and fill it out. All right, guys, let's get started. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started with creating the form. And I went ahead and already titled it here, and you'll see why in just a few minutes why I've decided to title it this. But let's say we're a construction company and we want a form that's filled out internally for our foremen that are on a project. And let's say this form is a sheet where they have to give you an update every day of how that project is going, right? How the status of the job, maybe how many people were on that job, how many hours they spent on that job, how far along they got on that job, so on and so forth. So when you open up a sheet, it always starts you off with these 6 columns. You can delete all of these if you want, but you do have to maintain and keep the primary column. All right, so before I put any data in here, we're going to start building out the form. And any sheet has this. Your form button is right here. Click on this bad boy. We'll click create form. And see how it helps us out? Those columns we were looking at just a second ago are all here in the form. And that is because any field that gets filled out is also the column in the sheet. And this will make a little more sense as we go back into the sheet. If you're still a little confused, that's totally fine. A lot of people are the first time. But as we begin to fill this out and we go back into the sheet, it'll be very clear to you, and I'll show you what I'm talking about, that they're one and the same. All right, so let's start with the top of the sheet first. Let's go ahead and I want it to the side. Say I want it in the middle. We'll do that. If you want to change the font on this, you just highlight and bold, unbold. I think we all know what these do up here. Italicize. You can change the coloring. Ooh, red. Let's keep it white. And you can even do this. I'm not a fan of this, but you guys can do it if you want. It just makes it brown behind it. Now, one thing actually that may come in handy for you guys is this button right here. If you click on this, you can actually change the color of your form. So see this dark like navy blue. You can change that to any picture that you have on your computer. You can even change it into a GIF. Maybe you guys call it a GIF, a GIF, what have you. You can change it to a moving picture behind you. And the reason that I'm leaving this where it has a little green arrow, wants me to upgrade, is I chose the lowest tier in Smartsheet, the cheapest version, to show you that whoever has Smartsheet can always do what I'm showing you today. And as you move up in tiers in Smartsheet and you grow in pricing, it opens so many different things for you in Smartsheet. But today I just want to give you the basics. All right. So we'll go ahead and maybe we want a little subheader here. We'll say center this guy. All right, so the first question, again, the primary column has to stay within your form and sheet. So let's go ahead and we'll use this as your name. And so we'll go ahead and so right here, what we're looking at right now, this is what your employee or your customer is going to see. But what you are going to see as the owner of this form and receiving the data is this information right here. So I'm going to click into here. I'm going to just call this employee because we're doing an internal employee form. Okay, and I want this area to change, not this, but I want this to change because I don't want my employee or customer to just see employee. I want them to see. You start typing here in label and watch this change right here. We're going to say, what is your name? All right, so this is what they're going to see. Perfect. All right, let's throw, it makes us a little nicer. Let's throw in a little header here. You can do as many headers and dividers as you want. We'll call this your in. And maybe I want another sub here. So watch this. If you highlight this right here, and again, this is just an example to show you guys, click on the link here, go and delete that. Let's go ahead and copy a URL from just a random construction company. We'll say, this guy's got 5 stars. Let's choose them. Nice looking website. All right, I'm gonna highlight the URL, that's the link. I'm gonna right click copy, close this out, don't need it anymore. Then I'm gonna go back in here, I'm just gonna paste it in. And if you have a Mac, you can do that by clicking Command V at the same time. If you have a PC, the hotkey for that is Control V. Or you can just right click and click paste. All right, click save. And we'll look at that in just a bit. And we'll do your name, put a little divider here. We'll call this project name. We'll say, what project are you on? And then for us, we just need to know project name or project number. We'll do project number. Yeah, let's do project number. And you can also make these fields required so they can't submit it without first putting in some info. All right, let's go ahead and turn this guy. Let's actually, let me delete these so I can show you how to make a brand new question. You go over here, it says new field. And when you open this up, it gives you all these options here. We've been doing text so far, so let's change it to contact list. Maybe we'll call this, and you can start typing in the name or the email address of all the project managers. So if, let's do, let's do a fake one, let's say, do one more. Again, I'm just making these up. All right, so we'll do restrict to these only, and we'll click OK. Now you can drag and drop the questions in, or what I like to do, you can just double click and it throws it right at the bottom for you. And then automatically opens a new column for you to fill out. Close this out here. So if you see here, let me save this and then we'll open it and take a look. So this is what your internal employee or your customer will see. They can start typing in their name, blah, blah, blah. Project area 1, 22-7001. Let's put a name in there. Let's do Bob, excuse me, project manager. And now you can pick and choose a project manager. Maybe we'll say it's this one. And we'll click submit. All right, close close that out. I'll just put in a few more questions here just to give you guys an idea. We can do multi-select. Let's say and we can put all our material in here and say let's do I think you guys get the idea. And I've had it where I've put even over 100 different options here. And we'll do restrict down. And what this box does is, if you click this box, if it's checked, that means the person filling out the form can only choose these options. If this is unchecked, they can either choose these options or type in something else. Throw that in there. Let's add another field. Let's do a checkbox. Let's see. This a required field. We'll make this a required field, and this a required field. And you don't have to have the checkbox there. If you do this, you can have it right next to you. If you do a multi-select, you can do, like for this one, material used, you can do, actually, let me just build one for you here. We'll do a single select. We'll do a yes or no. They can only choose. Click that in there, and this will be a yes or no that they have to answer. And say, leave as a text. And say this one right here, you want them to put a number in only, because we just want a number. We'll go ahead and click on that. We'll make that required as well. All right, let's go ahead and stop with that. And if you go up, let me save it first. If you go up to settings here, so we got our form here that we're working on, and you got settings. There's a lot of stuff you can do. You can do side by side. This is just how the view, form is viewed when someone's filling it out. I'm gonna leave it here. You can require them to have a Smartsheet login. I'm going to leave that untoggled over. And this is the display message that they're going to see. You can have it to where it takes them to a link, or it just reloads for another entry. Reloading for another entry is really nice. Like say you're using a form for inventory, right? You just scan in an item and you're filling in the data for that. If you choose this option, as soon as they're done submitting that, a brand new form will appear. And just makes it really fast for them. But we're going to leave it as is. Display this confirmation message. It says success. We'll change to say And I like to leave this as is, but you can choose on your spreadsheet if the data will be always, the newest data will be at the top or at the bottom. And you can allow where the submitter also gets a copy of their form. All right, let's go ahead and save this. Back to form. All right, now what I always like to do, just a rule of thumb, is I always fill out a form at least once, just so I have some data to play with and I can see how it comes through. So let's open up our form. All right, so if we click here again, it would take us to the website, which we need to do, close that out, put in our name, let's say it's Mo. What project you're on, we'll call it 22-7001. Project manager, let's say it's this random guy. Yes, I did my safety stretches today. Total hours on the job, let's say we had 20 hours total on the job. And if I try to click submit, see, it won't let me because, oops, I forgot to fill this guy out. So we'll do filled out safety forms. Why, yes, I did. And I'll leave that unchecked. Click submit. And that's it. All right, now let's look at the data that just came in. So let's go back to our sheet. Close this out. And a lot of times you won't see the data the first time. This is from earlier. Just go ahead and refresh your page and the data will pop right in. Boom, there it is. All right, let's go ahead and delete these columns. If you click, right click into it and click delete. If you want to delete multiple columns, you can do up to 5. Highlight a bunch of them, get rid of these guys. Say that was used. All right, so here's our data. So maybe you want to drag and drop the column over here. And this is your data. And so what's cool with this is now this is where things get interesting. You can manipulate this data. You can change this data to view it however you would like to see it. Okay, click save. All right, so maybe this font's a little small. Highlight all these. Maybe I want it to be a size 12, right? Maybe I want it to be bold. Or maybe I like it the way it is. Let's do that. Maybe I don't like how these things are kind of off-centered a little bit. You can change it here. You can, let's see here. Maybe we want to add another column that's not in the form. So you just right-click into any column. You can insert right, insert left, insert left. Maybe I want this to be time-stamped. Right? Maybe I want to know when this form was submitted. So we're going to go to this guy that we haven't used yet called Auto Number and System. Let's do date that it was created. Click OK. And you may not see anything. Just go ahead and click Save. And now it's timestamped. And this is the date that the form was filled out. And what's cool is maybe you're having data already put into this sheet, but later on you decide to timestamp it. If you create a timestamp column later on, it will retro stamp all the previous data before you created that form. So that's really nice. And maybe you want to look at who else has been looking at this sheet, who else has changed the sheet, who else has even viewed the sheet. You can actually audit it. You can go right here to activity log. And when you upgrade, you can see everybody that's been viewing this sheet. And that when it comes to financial reports, when it comes to legal stuff, that's really, really nice. Okay, maybe we want a column here to see that I've accepted it and I've approved it, as the project manager. So let's go and create a column, another column here. We'll call this, let's make it an automation. This is something we haven't done yet. So automations are really, really helpful. They pretty self-explanatory. They automate things for you. They automate workflows. So click automation. Let's create a workflow here. And let's do one from a template, just so you can see these are all the different automations that you can do within your sheet. Look at that, huh? All right. So we'll go ahead and we'll do old-fashioned way. We'll create one and we'll say we'll make one where a project manager is notified when a form is submitted. So you have our option here for dates. We'll leave it as is when rows are added or changed. We'll say when any field is filled out. And we're going to go ahead and alert someone. Now it's automatically going to choose your name as the owner of the sheet, but we don't want that. We want to alert not a specific person, but the contacts that are in the cell. So we'll choose the project. Look at that. It's helpful. The project manager. Look at that. And then this is something you always have to do the first time. It's just a safety thing. Or just giving you a heads up. Click on that. I always do unrestricted so they have full access to it. You can change that if needs be. Now, when you receive the notification that, hey, a progress report has just been filled out for your project, you're gonna have a custom message go with that. So we'll say, there we go. And if you do 2 brackets and you type in one of the names of one of the columns, it will automatically fill that column information in for you from that row. And this will make a little more sense when I test it here, and I'll show you. New form has just been submitted for and you can choose if that project manager would get links to the field if they just get this message only, or if it's just specific fields. You can pick and choose, but we'll give them full access. We'll be nice to them. All right, we'll click save. There we go. There it is. Go back to our sheet. And we'll go ahead and put my name in here. Let me open this up here. We'll do the cup hug. And I'm gonna go ahead and fill this form out one more time, and I'm gonna choose my name, just so you can see what that notification looks like. And I'm gonna show you what it looks like on my phone. So we'll go ahead and manage a form. We'll fill out this form. You can do that by clicking into it and clicking open form, or to save you a step, you just click on this guy right here, and that will open the form as well. So let's say this time our name is Curly. Say what project you on. We are on 22-903. Project manager, we'll do cup hug, safety stretches, yes. Let's say we did 12 hours. Click submit. All right, and then I'm gonna show you what it looks like on my phone. Okay. All right, so that's what they see. That's what it looks like on their phone. And we'll go ahead and refresh this. So we can see the data that came in from what we just looked at on the phone. And there it is. Do a couple of these. All right, I feel like the materials used is not in the form. So let's save this and let's take a look. Material used. Oh, look at that. It's hidden up here. So let's drag and drop it. Let's put it right there. Actually, let's put it right here. And you go back to the sheet. All right. Go ahead and refresh here. There we go. Now see how that got cut off? You can actually fix that by just clicking in the column and clicking for wrap. Wrapping the text right there. All right. Let's make this more beautiful. Now let's say I want to approve, this report that just came into me. So I'm going to go and click automation. We'll create another workflow. And actually, let me just pick from the options here. So we'll click on this, click use template. All right, so this is like approving or denying. All right, we'll do when a form has been added or changed. And just say when it's any value. All right, so we're going to request approval. So again, you can pick and choose, or you can choose a contacts and sell to project manager. And so what this automation does is when the form gets submitted, the project manager, instead of just getting notified that a new form has been submitted, what this workflow does is it allows them to approve it or deny it. So we'll go ahead and we'll choose project manager, custom message. We'll say, please approve or deny. Custom message, we'll say, and again, what this info does is it gives the actual job number. Puts in automatically into 2 brackets like that. Actually, I like what I've got going on here. Let's go to the beginning here. All right, so we'll do all fields. Now you get to choose what happens if they approve it or decline it. So if they approve it, I'll add an action here. We can say alert someone. Maybe it alerts a specific person. Maybe it alerts your boss. Maybe their name is Jerry, right? And it says, and we'll leave it as is. Maybe, yeah, we'll just do a message. I'll leave it as is. And then if it's declined, we can add an action. Maybe it, let's see. Maybe you want to request an update. You can choose, actually, instead of doing that, let's do this. We'll do, I'll just do alert someone. We'll keep it simple right now. And you can have it where it alerts multiple people. Maybe we want to alert these 3 guys. Like, hey, your guy in your department is sending forms that are not filled out, maybe complete or not filled out accurately. And maybe for this one, we just want it to be a message. And actually, I would probably, in real life, I would use it as where they can see everything. That way they can see the mistakes they made. All right, let's click save. Go back to our sheet. And instead of resubmitting a whole new form again, I'm just going to copy and paste it in. And you can do that by choosing the row on the left here. You can actually move rows around wherever you want. You can highlight a bunch of them, copy them. And this is what I was mentioning earlier. So what's cool is you can actually add pictures, documents, Excel sheets, PDFs, whatever you want, into this row. So let's attach a file here. We'll upload. Let's do cracked concrete. There's a picture of some cracked concrete coming in. There it is, and you can have multiple pictures, multiple PDFs, Excel sheets, budget sheets, whatever you want, and you can actually have this option to be filled in the form. So watch this. We'll go into our form. We'll manage this form that we already created. File uploads right here. So we'll double click them, throw them at the bottom. And now when someone is filling out the form, maybe they're taking pictures of an issue on the job site or a completed project or a completed scope of work on that project. They can drag and drop all those files here. They can even do it on their phone, right? They can upload a photo from their phone, a file from their phone, and put it right in here. All right. And other things you can do with the row, you can do instant messaging through this. So conversations only pertaining to this row will come in right here. Maybe you're talking to the project manager about some stuff. So if you type in, if you do the @ symbol, it will automatically pull up names of people. And let's say this one, please double check this report. Enter. We'll send it. There it is. Maybe you want to add a picture with this comment. Same thing, and it will be posted right here. Okay. If you want to do a proof, this is where you can have a document, and within that document, maybe it's a PDF, maybe it's a detailed PDF. You can highlight, you can circle, you can draw. You can make notations on that PDF. And then if you have multiple people looking at the sheet at the same time or at different times and looking at that same proof, you can see who's marked what, and it will be color coded. It's pretty cool stuff. But we won't dive too deep into that. And this is just a simple reminder. Maybe you want to be reminded a week out about this report. You can change this to who you want to change it to, maybe the project manager, maybe yourself. You can choose what day. You can choose it from the calendar. This little guy right here, you can do on or before or after, and you can have your little message. So this comes in handy for people like me who it's easy to forget things. Really nice. All right, so those are just a quick snippet of what you can do with row actions. All right, so we've created our form, we've created the data, and let's go ahead and I'm going to show you this right here. So this is the automation we made about approving or denying, and see how it automatically made a column for us. Threw it in the back, but let's throw it in the front here, and let's make this a little more beautified here, centered. Let's make it bigger because we want to see it. Maybe we'll do a size 12. And say we want something to happen to this row, or even just this button for all the different stages. So we got submitted, approved, and declined. So let me just throw in some fake data in here. We'll see how it's approved. We'll say that's declined. Click save. Let's do submitted. Let's do decline. There we go. So if you click here in the conditional formatting, this is a conditional formatting rule. So we'll click into this and we'll add a new rule and we'll set our condition. So say any time decline right here takes place, say we want this whole row to turn red, we'll do add a new rule. Actually, we just made one. Whoops. And then we'll click set condition, and when project manager approval, this is the name of the column, this right here. Project manager approval is declined. Okay. We want this format. Maybe we want everything to turn red. Or maybe we just want the button to turn red. We can change the entire row to just project manager approval button. Oh, it's just that. Click. I'm going to add more rules. Maybe we want, if it's approved, project manager approval. We want to work with this column. We'll do approval. And then we'll change the format. Maybe it turns green. And again, you can change the font, you can change font colors, you can have a strike through. Maybe we want it the entire row. Maybe we just want, again, that button. And say you have a very specific conditioning rule, but you want it just be quicker for you to clone this and copy it over and over and over. You can click here, you can click clone rule, and it pops up right here. All right, let's click, let's clone it, and we'll change it to, instead of approval, it's submitted. Let's make sure it's submitted is chosen. Maybe the format is yellow. All right, there we are. We'll click save. So now anytime something is automatically done, it's already green. Look at that, huh? Go ahead and delete. All right, so there you have it. So that's a quick snippet there. So maybe you want this entire sheet to be linked to a job. So what we can do is let's go ahead and let's click back here. Let me take a look here. Let's go into scheduling. Click scheduling here, scheduling tasks. And here we are, Johnny's Grocery Stores. Maybe that entire sheet we just been created with all the forms and all that data. Maybe we want this linked to this. If you right click into the cell, you click hyperlink. Look at this right here, link to other Smartsheet. So you click on this, click select sheet. And here is the form that we've been working on this whole time. We'll click on this, click OK. Click OK, and let's save it. So see how it turned blue? So say you're working in this sheet and maybe you want to dive in a little deeper on this project. If you click into this, it automatically pulls up this sheet that we've been working on and all the data within it. So that is creating a form in Smartsheet. And if you want to take this form and turn it into a QR code, to do that, you would click in the forms, manage your form, because this is the specific form we want. And oh, I forgot to mention, you can have multiple different forms that all pertain to this one sheet. So maybe you have different clients, but you all want all the info to go to the same sheet. Maybe you have different projects going on, but you want all that information going to the same sheet. You can do that. All right, so let's go ahead and there's this guy right here, copies the form. So we'll copy that. Look at that, copy to clipboard. And let's go to, I like to use QR Monkey. I know there's a lot of QR companies out there. And for those who aren't familiar with QR code, that is a box code that when scanned with a phone, will automatically pull up that data. So let's do QR Monkey. Here we go. All right, so let's go ahead and delete this. Let's go ahead and paste the URL link that we put in. And you can, QR code is, Monkey is cool because it's free. And you can make as many as you want. You can change your color, your tones, whatever you want. You can add your logos in here. You can do your branding. I'm just gonna keep it super simple for you guys. So I've already put in my link. I'm just gonna do create QR code. Now, if you go ahead and you scan the QR code, it will automatically bring up the form we just created. So if you guys want to do that right now on your phones, I'll let you do it. Give you a second to do it, and you can see that form that I created in the past is now right in front of you on your phone. If you scan this with like your iPhone or Android. All right, you can download it, let it do its thing. And there we have it. All right, so if you guys scan this with your phone, it will show the form that we created together. All right, I'll close it out. And there you have creating a form in Smartsheet. And if you've enjoyed this course, if you enjoyed this lesson within this course, and you want to know more about Smartsheet, if you want to know more about dashboards, metric sheets, multiple departments working at once. If you want to learn about formulas, which we haven't even tapped into, if you want to learn about reporting, if you want to learn about document builder, the list goes on and on and on. There's so many different things you can do within Smartsheet. I would love for you to join us for our full-on course on Smartsheet Made Simple. And I will guide you every step of the way, take you by the hand step by step, and I will show you from beginning to end how to build and create your Smartsheet platform specifically for your company. And I promise you that it will take your company to the next level, and it will save you time in project management and workflows. Things will not get missed, and it will just streamline so many things for you so you can focus on what you truly want to focus on. All right, you guys, thank you so much and take care. God bless.